Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Starcom. I do hope you're having a great day today. This is the Alethea, and I haven't talked to them in a while. And we went ahead and talked to them. It says, after your report regarding your actions with the Nimian, Commodore Yu sent us to make more formal diplomatic contacts with them. They were most impressed with Fedora's combat performance. They made a gift of a portion of their war spoils, and we get diberyllium, platinum, and neutronium out of this. Fantastic. I think that's great. Now, I didn't actually know I was going to get that. I knew that they had these. I knew that they had new things to talk about here because I had, checked it before recording. I thought I was going to get this right away, but that's cool that I got the resources. That's cool. Anyway, so how does it go, Commander Pryor? Well, we're continuing to piece together a history of the space from our archaeological findings and your recent discoveries. So there's 3 new things here that we can go ahead and explore. So, have you come across any references to the Nimian? They were considered a minor species that reached space during the late Empire, followed soon after by the Kyrnan. Both were treated as minor vassal states, although the Nimian were considered senior and had more representatives in the bureaucracy. As the Empire declined, their strengths grew relative to the rest of the Empire. I've noticed that as a recurring pattern, and have formed a hypothesis. Civilizations that joined late did not have as much time to become dependent on their technology and were better prepared for their sudden loss. Many of the older civilizations may have vanished completely. Yeah. So we get really like imagine. Here's a good example, right? Myself and my son. Okay, so I grew up with a certain set of things that just had to be done, right? And over time, as I've grown up, the technology has kind of replaced those types of things. Think the people who can write out math on pencil and paper versus those who use calculators or computers or just ask Siri, right? Those types of things would be more ingrained in sort of like the youth generation, right? They're more dependent on that technology and stuff. So in this case, it's kind of the reverse. Those who are older have now become sort of adapting to the Empire's technology, and they relied on it. So when the fall happened, if you will, the older civilizations who had grown, I guess, with those youth, right, had grown up dependent on that stuff, they kind of left. They kind of vanished. But civilizations that met them more recently and hadn't really given up their own stuff that they were already accustomed to, they kind of were able to survive longer or indefinitely without them, if that makes sense. I'm still a little bit out of breath, but trying to get through it, right? My meds are kicking in. Let's go. We found the wreckage of the remnant ship. I know, it's very exciting. As soon as your ship pinged Solano, I downloaded your logs. But what caught my attention was that brass pillar you found. One of the records we found in our data review described the brass fragment of a Telonian awaiting restoration, followed by some missing text and the Starlands. Hey! There's also what looks like a map, but I'm not really sure how to interpret it. The scale is all wrong, and a referencing document claims it would take a century to sail around east to west, but never by north to south. I'll send the details to Ensign Perks in case you ever find a planet with such weird topology. Okay. Our systems were hit by an informational hazard. Dr. Rama vaguely alluded to you in her observations. Ah, yes, Dr. Rama's famously candid observations. I'll use my imagination for the specifics. It's true, our further investigations into the fallen empire, specifically the heretics, have hinted that they were investigating what we call informational hazards. It actually was a hot topic in xenoculture back when I graduated. Also known as forbidden knowledge, it referred to information that posed a threat in itself. Somewhere between a computer virus and intrusive thought, it was proven that all neural networks were theoretically at risk. Lieutenant Triton has observed that the heretics had been doing a lot of research into low or no tech data storage systems. We'd assumed that it was to preserve knowledge in the event of a widespread collapse. But some of the archives you recovered suggested that they were at least as concerned with data storage methods that didn't involve any computation. Apparently, they were looking for ways to study forbidden knowledge without their systems becoming corrupted by it. the big gaps in their records may be partly explained by their informational hygiene, if it were. The data in the crystal you analyzed doesn't appear to be actual forbidden knowledge they were worried about. Instead, it was sort of like a bad facsimile. Okay, so lots to ingest here, but essentially, it sounds like a lot of these, a lot of the remnants, a lot of these, ancient people who have died away, they kind of had sort of like a foreseeing this coming, and they were trying to take steps to preserve as a just in case, is what it sounds like to me. So here we are in Selena Station. This is our ship right now. I've made one change since the last video. I have taken out 2 batteries, and I've also taken out 1 crew quarter. So we have less crew now, you might notice. And I've replaced those things with this angled bulkhead here, which gives us more reinforcement and more HP, and also this reactor Mark III. So we now have 3 reactors surrounding the shields, and then some extra bulkheads, but less crew. I think that's fine. I never really get to the point where like a significant portion of my crew are dead. Like I'm on 100 and maybe I get down to like 95, 92 out of 100, that kind of thing. So I think I had too many crew. I don't really need that much crew. So I'm adding more reactors, which, I think, let's look at the statistics really quick on this so you can see the numbers. You might have missed them. I don't really think you need to pause and rewind or anything, right? That's not necessary. We can show you. So energy production, 93. And peak draw is 127. So we're still not able to just go indefinitely, but it's pretty close. We're not at a huge deficit here. For the most part, I'm never really shooting everything at once anyway. So I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, I would really like to get some better engines and stuff. And obviously, I have already spent the research points to go Dreadnought hull, right? To go to the biggest ship with the 125 hull size. But a 125 hull size is, it is bigger, sure, but only by 20 hexes. It's not that big compared to what we have now. But we definitely will want to go to that. I simply can't do it yet because I lack the resources to do so. I now need 5 Etherine and 5 Adamantine to do it after some trades and stuff I did before the video. So there we go. I have no capability at this time to go to Dreadnought until I get the resources to do so. And, if I find somebody who's willing to trade copper or something, then great, because we can probably try to do that. Okay, I need to do a couple of things today, right? We need to go to this area here for the Imperial Flora, because we've engineered that simple life form that can feed on Imperial Flora using iridium as a catalyst, and that should help alleviate the food problems at the, I'm going to call them the Frog People. The Frog People Kingdom. Oh, and we got some Second Legion over here that want to be starting something too, some devout over in this area as well, guild traders and such. We're gonna just go ahead and take care of these bad ones real quick, get rid of them. There we go. Looks like my friends down here might be taking care of the rest of these guys. Maybe. Just go ahead and fire a couple rounds at the station there. There we go. Wow, thing's really holding its own, isn't it? Look at it go. Look at you go. It's a very, rock solid station that was. All right, so this oceanic survey incomplete is what it says. It should be able to complete now if we do this. So let's just go in, launch our research team down here and tell them about the food we got. Moderate-sized colonies nested around a crater lagoon. Given the ratio of landing pads to permanent structures, it's probably a trade-driven economy. So this is where we get to the administration or the public markets. We're going to go to the administration. And I am, again, not in a position to make the frog voice. I'm sorry. So just try to imagine that it's little mini Jar Jar Binks is around, okay? Sorry. The administration is visibly delighted. This is wonderful development. Our food situation has relied too heavily on traders who often could demand unreasonable prices. We will incentive merchants to give Fedora favorable pricing. Thank you. So now that we've helped them, we can get much favorable pricing. Wow, look at this. Oh, I do very much like these prices. Right away, I'm seeing silver as an excellent sell here. So I'm going to say we sell like basically all silver. We'll go down to like 20 in case we need it for something, but that's a nice bunch of platinum right there. There's also an Imperial container here, which I guess I'll buy that. Sure. Now I need to go back down here. So let's go down to 10 silver. Why not? It's a pretty dang good price. Chirolite is great for sell, but not for buy. Iridium is a very good sell price here. And I don't see any reason why not. So, I mean, do we just unload that? Right? I think we just take all that platinum right there. That is an incredible price for selling it. So I'm going to do that. And then I think because the adamantine is only +7, we use that to get some more of that. Now, we can't get as much. They don't have much, so I can't buy a bunch. But I do need also more ethering. So why don't I grab the 5 ethering I'll need for the new station and stuff too. Or for the new ship. And then a new ship probably needs more armor and stuff too, so we could maybe get a little bit more of this here as well. And maybe we sell some of the gold. I like that idea as well. Let's maybe go down to, I don't know, 35 gold in stock. That's pretty good. So lots and lots of platinum coming in here. And honestly, I don't think we need silver for much anything. Gold, no. I mean, we're going to need iridium. We're going to need a lot of iridium, but this is such a good price that I might as well just buy it somewhere else. Yeah, I think so. Anything else? Chirolite is a good price. I guess I don't really need it right now, so I guess I'll unload that. And aluminum is actually better than the gliders right now too. So I'll go down to 50 on that. So that's a lot of platinum. That's a whole lot of platinum. Very nice. Very, very nice. And then sell silver and iridium. Yeah, we'll sell a lot of stuff is what we needed to sell. So that's very good. We have lots and lots of platinum to go on now. Okay, so the next thing here, get more biomed and come back for Neuralink. I kind of wanted to do that, and I have an idea for that, and that is to respec, which is somewhere. I wrote it down right here. Retrain skills. I want to respec, see where I would need to go to come back to this planet. So what I'm going to do, it might be a little weird. I'm going to respec again, and this time I'm going to go like basically put everybody in biomed real quick, and then go over to that ship, do the link, and then go back and respec again. I know that's a little bit gamey, but it is there, it's available, and it doesn't really cost much other than time. And I think that's a really good way to just get the skills necessary to have the best chance at that thing. Just do it. And then we go back and respec again. And I think that's the way to go in this case. Actually, before I do that, though, I probably should just take a look really quick. Because maybe that's not a good idea after all. Because if I'm not going to gain much from it, right? Is it only for... I guess the question is... Let me get out of this so I'm not next to the star. Okay. I guess my question is, when you're going through tasks like that, and they're giving you a bonus relative to the skills, right? You get like a 5% or 10% bonus to the roll, whatever, the RNG, right? Is it based on your best person? Or do you get points for that as like a collective? So like if everybody on my crew is just maxed out biomed for the points that they have available, does it compound that? Or is it only based on the best person? Because if it's only based on the best person, then I'm kind of there anyway. I'm not going to get much more than this. Like I'll get I'm 14 instead of 13, right? It's not that big of a change to go through the whole respecking process. But it says right here plus 14 on biomed. So I'm wondering, do I get the bonuses? This is the ultimate question, right? Do I get the bonuses based on this score or based on this score? Right? Because my best xenoculture person is 14, but since somebody else also has a point in it, I get 15 here. So that's what I want to find out. So I think instead, to science this, I'd like to science it. So to do that, we're going to go over to the biomed building instead. In fact, we're going to go over here. It should be this planet right here. Yep. We're going to go there first. And what we're going to test out by doing this is we're going to see what the roll is, what the bonus is. And that'll give us what the bonus is according to what we currently have now. And then what I can do is I'll go respec, because I'm interested in sciencing this. We'll go respec at that point. And then we'll come back with everybody maxed out on biomed, having that left side column will be like 30 plus at that point, right? 40 plus. And we'll see if it gives us a better bonus for this event. Because I don't know how that works. I could maybe look it up on a wiki or something, but I mean, it's not going to take me that long to just try it out. And to do it in the video is completely fine with me. I'm all right with that. Looks to me, though, there's a fight to do down here. So why don't we just take out the enemy first? I mean, my friends are here. They'll do it for me. What fun is that, though? Especially for this big station here. Yeah, right there. Let's take that out. Boom, boom, boom. Wiskamug! You dog. What a guy. What a guy. Super powerful. I want to get a ship like his. That's not just a dreadnought, man. I wish he would tell me the name of his ship. Can you tell me the name of your ship? What's your price on platinum? Ooh, I can actually sell platinum at a pretty decent price here. It's not bad. I would just get a bunch of yttrium, which I don't know about that. Fighter power cell. This would give me fighters, but that's really expensive. I don't know if I need fighters. I don't know if fighters are the way to go or not. I mean, I'm sure they're good, but I mean, lots of weapons can be good if used correctly, you know? Okay, let's go up to the biomed thing. I want to see. Are you going to go through the star? No, you're going to go around the star. That's good. I want to see what the bonus is now with 13 biomed skill, which is higher than we had before. I don't remember. I'm going to have to look at the video probably, but I want to see our biomed skill was around 9 before when we figured this place out, when we found this place out before. 9 or 10, somewhere around there. Oh, hello. More Second Legion out here, really? Okay. You guys are just everywhere, aren't you? Okay. All right, well, we can do it. We can. Hey, lasers, you want to target that? Thanks. I'm just going to shoot the station with my big guns, okay? And can shoot that thing, too. Station's probably the most annoying. There we go. All right, fine. I'll use my shields. I know I have them. I'm just choosing not to use them because I don't really need them. But it's fine. We'll use them. Whatever. I'm just being cocky, maybe, you know, just being like, hey, I'm pretty strong. Who needs the shields anyway, right? Pew, pew, pew. Cool. And over here. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Destroyed. I don't have a whole lot of protection from behind. So, I mean, there's that too. Did I just... I did. My mouse left the game window. Good old borderless window. Mouse left the game window and I lost control of everything. Yeah, this guy's trying to escape. Did we let him? No, never mind. He's coming back. That... no, it looks like he's leaving now. I'm not going to let him go. Nah. I shouldn't let him go. I should probably finish him off. So we'll just do that now. Okay. So that guy's done. So back to Lunar L2 for the survey at this place, which I believe has, by the notes, it has the biomed thing. So this gives us a 25 modifier now, Reyes modifier, specifically this. So I'm thinking it's just by the person who's best, because it's literally saying Reyes modifier. It doesn't actually apply, I don't think. So I think I'm going to run with this. I think I'm just going to let it happen now without respeccing. I think it's probably okay at this point. I don't believe we had a bonus before, but we do now. So an old freighter sits in a former lava plain. Technologically, the ship is unremarkable, using a slow reaction drive. The one distinctive and interesting feature is that it has been retrofitted with an unusual control system. Excuse me. Unusual control system. That is, Lieutenant Reyes speculates, is an interface allowing a single pilot to control all systems via a contact-free neural link. The only way to verify the hypothesis, however, would be to actually enter the apparatus and power up the systems. So let's do that. A decent roll indeed. Reyes straps in while Ensign Glees connects the lander's external power connector to the alien ship's systems. There's an alarming crackling sound, just like it's in my lungs right now, and smell of burning magnesium. But Lieutenant Rhea reports success. As an added bonus, the ship was hauling some extra raw chirolite. Cool. Interface felt quite peculiar, as if the ship's systems had been augmented into my proprioception. Proprioception. Okay. I will share my insights into its technology with its Inglis. Do you ever play a game or read a story or, you know, whatever, just anything, and think to yourself, man, I am not well read? That's how I feel. I mean, I grew up in small town Midwest, man. And, you know, there were some things that were interesting growing up, but there's a lot of vocabulary that does escape me from time to time. That's just how it goes. Just clicked off the window again. I should disable the Windows key. Just hit the Windows key. I should disable that. Does anyone use the Windows key? Is that something you guys use? Maybe if you're like a laptop user or something. I don't know. Maybe it's... I'm not sure why that would be different than a PC, I guess. But do you guys use the Windows key, or do you just like find Windows in the taskbar? I suppose in a full screen app, if you want the Windows taskbar, I guess that's the way to do it. But I find that especially my other keyboard that I had before, I find that I just disable it. You know, I'm way more apt to disable the whole damn thing. Okay, so let's see. Emissary brought us out here. We got that. Nimian space over here. Yep. This is an undone thing. Planetoid shafts. Oh, right. We were going to go down the shaft and then we got injured. And then I said, we can't do it anymore because we got injured. But we've been to a station now, so maybe it will allow me to do it again. Let's find out. Go down that shaft. And then we probably should check the quest log at some point and see, you know, what do we got going on in here, right? I mean, the flotsam thing we can't do much with. CXTA stuff we can't really do much with. Found anomaly appears in Wiskamug's fortress. This is answering the 3 questions, which I have in the log right here. I was trying to figure out what the name of his ship is. And I was going through the answers that we had before. So we know that 120 was the wrong answer. It's supposed to be 112. And then I thought his name was Prancer. I thought I remember seeing that somewhere, but the only reference to the word Prancer anywhere is in this quiz. So I don't believe that's correct. Maybe the word steed. Oh, here we go. So this is the actual... Yeah, this is the quest. And then this is my notes for it. So steed has never happened either. Legendary. Oh, maybe the word pink. Pink. Right here. My team has completed processes. The word pink would show up somewhere, right? References. Heavy front in the mirror. First Legion. Devout. Wiskamug. Maybe. As a reminder, Xeno Expert. Entity Masters Wiskamug. Obvious folklore. Character rode across the stars on a giant pink horse. But it doesn't say his name. I think it's Prancer. I still think it's Prancer. Arm wrestled a Talonian and challenged a black hole to drinking contest sort of things. Yeah. Also, with the thing, let's go to Steed really quick. Back to this. So one of the answers here is this. Wiskamug disarm a devout cathedral with a single salvo. So we found the devout cathedral and I destroyed it. Right? I destroyed it. But I did make a note of where it was. The thing about this game is that it really doesn't tell you names of places. This is Lunar L2. This star is just yellow star. It doesn't really give you names of anything. But I did make a note of it. It's right down here. This is where the cathedral was. It's near this white star down here. And so I don't know exactly what's going on there, but I do remember that we got to a cathedral. And, we found one, right? And it was this cathedral wreck here showing signs of heavy damage and things like that. And they mentioned Wiskamug strips the cultist cathedral of its arms. But it just says unknown space. It doesn't give us the name of the place. So for now, the only thing I can really go for here. Oh, no, hang on. There's a Colossal Caves has a reference to maybe Cathedral. Do you have a reference to Cathedral here too? Ooh, right here. Letters painted on the wall translate as a warning. The Tomb of Akjuk. Turn back weaklings. That's Akjuk. So we don't think it's Akjuk. Commander's orders. Cathedral? Is Cathedral still here? It has to be, right? In this. It's still showing up. Devout Cathedral was here. This is this. It has to be in here. Yeah, the fortress. Oh, for the passcode. Okay, never mind. So that it wasn't actually there anyway. So I don't know the name of it, basically. But what we do know is that last time I said Akjuk's Eye. I don't really think that's correct. So what I think is 112, Prancer, and then something else. And I'm going to take another guess at it later. Oh, the Imperial container we just bought too. 80 research points. The particles almost immediately coalesced into the nanite superfluid we've used for repairs. Observing this transition revealed some interesting properties about the nanites. Now, there's other research that goes along after the nanite stuff, so maybe this is along that path. We might be able to get different research in the future. It's possible. Let's head down here and see if we can't get anything more from this cave. So, you can go spelunk down the caves once more, plus 25%. Obviously, there's nothing. We're going to have to go pretty deep to get something, I think, mostly. We did get one more neutronium, which is nice. Upon returning to the surface, they were holding a silver neutronium. Oh, is that it? We only had to go one more level down? Oh, okay. Never mind then. So we got it. Now the survey is complete. Checking things off the list. That's what I want to do. Check things off of the list. This is uranium pits. Incomplete there too. Not as interesting as the Wiskamug thing. I really want to get that Wiskamug thing. And then the variable yellow star is still pulsing at me. Is that... I mean, have we learned enough to actually, get a feel for this yet? Is that something that we can do? To find out. We're going over here. Yep. Then we're going to use the wormhole to get here and then the flinger to get here. And in the meantime, I'm still looking for... Wait, will you take the wormhole if I'm in this menu? Let's see. Oh. Well, we do have enemies, but I guess I will. Yes, take it. Anyway. Okay, what else can we look at, though? So... Oh, hang on. Previously unknown object closing. Elite frigate? Unknown object how? It's just a frigate. Right? Wait, unknown object. We could destroy the frigate. There's another frigate down there too. Okay, 2 frigates. We can handle that. No big deal. I got the firepower, baby. Like I'm very good now. We're pretty strong now, so you're gonna have to come with more than one at a time. What do you mean by previously unknown object approaching? Those are not unknown. We've known about those. I'm a little confused. Should I mean, if it's part of the story, it's gotta come back in later, right? Let's just go in. Let's just go that way. It's gotta show up at some point here. Okay. So this thing is pulsating again. I'm wondering if I can investigate it in another way. So let's see. Do we have anything else we can do here? This gargantuan megastructure envelops a dwarf star with a massive... Okay, so nothing left for... Leave alone for now. So I guess it was always pulsing and I just forgot about it. Okay, fine. Now I did say something about going this way, and seeing if there's anything out there. So that's something we could do too. But since I have waypoints that I know about, I kind of want to try. I honestly want to try the Wiskamug thing again, and we can do so pretty quickly by just going here. So you know what? That's what we're gonna do. Right now, since the wormhole is pretty fast to get to, I'm gonna go to Wiskamug. Wiskamug's fortress, and we're gonna answer those questions again. We know one of the answers is correct. I have some confidence that the second answer is correct. The Prancer answer is correct. Only because I really want to believe it is. Oh, hang on. Are you guys... Tell me you guys are at least a little different. No, you're already small. You're almost not worth my time. But it isn't that much time, so I guess. There we go. Just take it all in. I mean, you're giving me good resources I can trade with later, so I guess it's worth the time. All right, so we want to go... Oh, I need to get closer. I'm out of range again. Where are they at? An interceptor. Have I fought an interceptor before? Yeah. They're not very strong. Okay. Can I go through the portal now, or are you guys still gonna come after me? Let's come down here, and we're going. Yeah, right here. Right where Wiskamug's place is. He'll probably show up too, because he tends to be here when I am. There he goes. Yep. So it's an easy way to get access to Wiskamug is just to come here, because he's gonna spawn the same time I do in this area. Okay. Hologram repeats the challenge. I forgot the passcode. Okay. 112 is what he did here. Where did Wiskamug disarm the devout cathedral with a single salvo? I don't think it's Archaeological. But again, I don't have these. I don't have this. So I'm going to just guess one. I'm going to say it's Reichseg's 2. Finally, what's the secret name of your legendary steed? Devotion, Saphira, Liberator, Terminus. I'm going to go with Prancer again. It's probably wrong, but I'm going to go with Prancer again. Ah, we got it right. Oh my God. It is truly the Great Wiskamug. Please try to remember your passcode next time. Oh my God. The hologram steps back towards the door and it opens and fades into darkness. Hey, very cool. The tunnels descend 100 meters deep into the bedrock. The ground is covered with a thick layer of dust. It doesn't look like anyone has been inside in years, if not decades. You know what? I bet Wiskamug forgot his password for real. But then again, that is sketch because he would know the recovery questions, right? What possible reason could there be for having a secure code that lets you bypass it if you know the owner's biography? Eventually, it opens into a cavernous area. A few broken weapon systems and reactors suggest at one point it stored a large amount of equipment and material, but most of it has been removed. In the back of a small sleeping area, the team finds an old military trunk. Within are the disintegrating uniform disintegrating uniform of a Colonel Zhiriak Intelligence Services wrapped around a large brass artifact. The Wiskamug fragment has been acquired. Oh boy, does he have anything to say about this? Why don't we do this before he gets mad? Or not. I don't know, maybe he won't get mad. Maybe he'll be happy. Scans reveal the interior show an unusual quantum scattering effect. 150. Wiskamug, buddy, we gotta talk. You and your legendary steed, Prancer. I got it right. I don't know why I felt Prancer was correct. I feel like I've seen it somewhere, but maybe it's just I wanted it to be Prancer. No, he does not have anything to say. Nothing new to say. Okay. Okay. Well, is there anything I can buy from you? You don't have any adamantine, and I need 5 of them to get that new part. Or maybe I think actually 6. So I had 1 and I needed 5 more. So I think I need 6 for the new ship. And then Etherine, I don't know if I need more of this, but I'm gonna buy a little bit more because I really should know for sure what I need. I don't remember, and I didn't save a design or anything because I didn't make it in planning mode. Probably could have done that, and then I would have known what I needed. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to buy the power cell for now. I'm going to leave that alone. That's really expensive. 127 is a lot for that. But hey, look at that. We got Wiskamug. Wiskamug. It's going to change my note to that. That makes me happy. Uh-oh. Hello? Oh, some other people are coming. All right. Yeah, the Brogadar. Now, I'm not going to help him, but I mean, he doesn't need the help. What I need to do, though, is I'm just going to take all the gold. I'm going to scoop in all the gold. I like how his shots go around me. That's pretty fun, too. I didn't take any shots. I just picked up the junk. Very cool. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for all the free stuff. That's a lot of aluminum. All right, what's next on the list? I'm not going to retrain skills. Let's go to the mission log. And we're looking for more flotsam and stuff, which I think we kind of need to just be moving in space for that, I guess. This is the autonomous fighter systems. I know where I can get this. It's Wiskamug. I buy that, and then this is done, so I don't need to worry about that right now. Commodore U has made finding out how to unlock the Starlink's capabilities a top priority. Still working on figuring that out. We have this one, the Kyrnan Gateway. This is yellow, in progress. Gateway coordinates are tracked on the map. So Dr. Rama has analyzed the device that the Kyrnan gave us. Yes, they tricked us, and they gave us, it was embedded with coordinates. So that would be, is it here? No. I thought it would be the yellow one, but I think it's different than that. I think it's, well, they said the coordinates are what now? 3966 by 4355. So 39 be this way. And then up here. So it's going to be, I think it's, oh, you know what? It's actually, I had to zoom out a little bit more. Okay, it's up here. Yeah. Okay, up here, and we can just go right to it. I like it. Let's go right to it. Right into the Kyrnan Gateway. We'll come right into their backyard and just say hi right away. Bang. Let's do it. Boom, we're here. We'll activate this after we scan, I guess. Activate the inactive gateway, and now we can come back here. All right, so now they're not gonna be too happy with us, I don't think, being in their home places, but you know, they should have thought of that before they tried to trick us. Hey, ships, how are you doing? Bang, 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 dead. I'm just gonna volley some other long distance shells in your general direction, if you don't mind. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Oh, no problem. Scan this planet really quick. Just a gas giant, no big deal. Make sure we scan all of them. There's a terrestrial world here. This actually kind of looks like a moon, really, but I would think if it's, oh, out of range? Excuse me? Oh, there's a survey team there. That was out of range. Wow. Okay. Silvery balls bob in the clouds like buoys. After capturing one of the micro-tractor, capturing one with a micro-tractor, Ensign Gleese is surprised to discover no advanced technology or technology of any kind. This, I mean, really? No technology of any kind? Even the wheel, the stone wheel of cavemen is considered technology, right? The spheres are thin films of aluminum, less than a centimeter in thickness, filled with helium like balloons. I suppose he found something that is not made or created by another living being. I suppose that's fine. A lot of aluminum there, though. These may be natural phenomenon. Yeah, there you go. Not technology because it's natural. Okay. Compressed helium may have expanded within a deep layer of aluminum in fluid phase, creating bubbles that rose through the atmosphere and expanded. Very interesting. Indeed. I don't know how that helps us generate our own technologies, but okay. I got more company. I can send the survey team down now. No big deal. Team lands at a small clearing on the edge of a vast forest that spans the planet's temperate region. Biosignatures are so strong and diverse, it's not immediately clear what tripped the anomaly. Okay, so once again, let's have us identify what's going on here with our big bonus. Once again, the team finds themselves wandering through a thick forest. As the sun begins to set, Lieutenant Rhea concludes that the sensors were confused by the extremely rich ecosystem. Despite the lack of scientific findings, the team reports the experience was quite refreshing. Wow, 80% and I didn't find anything? I guess that's the way it goes. Guys coming? Huh? No? Not gonna come closer to me? You realize that if you come close enough, you're just gonna die. Yeah, that's why. Boom, boom, boom. Death. All right. Well, obviously I'm the enemy of the Kyrnan, but I'm pretty sure I got all of it except for the flinger. Oh yeah, we're going there. We're going to that orange star. Let's go. Let's go say hi to him. Woo! I am a little bit too fast for my britches there. There we go. That's what my grandmother used to say that to me. You're getting too fast for your britches. That's a different generation, man. All right, so that is a ship debris field up there. We want to look at that later. Okay. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Let's just turn on the shield because we can. Why not? Sure. Oh, I turned it off. And it doesn't have enough to turn back on yet, but that's okay. They are hitting me pretty hard, aren't they? Battle stations. Wow, you're a big ship. You're, oh, and somebody else is hitting you. Who's that? Somebody's helping me. Sure are. You did. Thanks for the assist, friend. Yeah, appreciate it. All right, Nimian light frigate. All hail. Dangerous region. There's a large debris field near from the remains of the last Kyrnan war. We've attempted to clear it, but they have slowly sowed the region with sleeper mines. What are sleeper mines? Powerful bombs that are covered in a reinforced shell. Before they activate, they are very difficult to destroy. After they activate, it is usually too late. I see. Well, tell you what. We can... I probably should not buy the adamantine from you. I'm just going to say, okay, you know what? We're going to go ahead and work on those. Disarming those. I'm going to ship systems. I'm going to go free on the control for the big guns. And it says it's extremely difficult to destroy. So, well, I have a big cannon. And let's see if we can maybe destroy some of them from a little bit of a safe distance here. See what we can do. Okay. So there's the mines. Hopefully we find some adamantine in these, you know, extremely hard to destroy things. All right, well, that's one shot. Does it really only take one shot to destroy them? Kind of looks like it does, though. Can I just use this? Ooh, yeah, that one was... took a couple of shots, but it didn't really give me anything. Uh-oh. That sounds like a mine. Indeed. Oh yeah, it's big. Got a bigger explosion. Okay, so if you get too close to them, that's what happens. Wow. Are they gonna fly through the minefield to come get me? That'd be cool. I mean, like they would blow up, right? That kind of thing. All right, well, we'll blow up the mines. It's gonna take a little bit though, isn't it? I like how my tractor beam is really good range now. Like, I can pull things in from a really far distance now. Oh, they just do not want to die, do they? There we go. Well, I'm going to keep working on this, because this is going to be a lot of shooting. Not sure if this is entertaining for you or not. We're getting pretty close to the end of the video at this point, so kind of want to finish off this Kyrnan territory during this video for you. So I'll tell you what, I'll keep clearing this and potentially fighting what's up ahead. It's just a wreck. That's what it says. That's actually hard to hit. They're pretty small. Yeah, they're really small. There we go. Yeah, it's the Lancer wreck, but there are other like Lancers out there that are not wrecks. Like this one here is not a wreck. Oh boy. And I don't want to shoot my friends either, but gotta stay out of my way, guys. Can I do it with just this? Is that possible? Just want to check. It doesn't seem like it's... Yeah, it seems like I kind of have to use the big gun on it. But there's other fights back here now, too. There's scouts back here to fight now. So I will do some combat. Okay, clear out the Kyrnan herd, as the Nimian put it. I will keep doing that for a little bit, clearing out the mines, that kind of thing. And, you know, if I get anything interesting that's not combat related, I'll be right back. How's that sound? Actually, I feel a little bit silly. There's another way to take these things out. Not just aim this, and tougher stuff. I can right-click these and target them, and the lasers will automatically shoot them. I don't have to actually be... And the lasers actually do a pretty good amount of damage, so I really just need to right-click them and target them, and then get near them, and it'll just kind of do it for me, which is interesting. And it does a pretty good amount of damage to them, more than the plasma cannon does. So this is much easier. I can still fire the cannon too, but this is certainly an easier way of disposing of this. And then obviously we still have these guys to deal with too. Kyrnan cruisers. Make sure we get our shields up for this one, I guess. They're actually hitting me for quite a lot of damage there. There we go. Okay, so I've discovered 2 of these old Nimian frigates that I can actually investigate. It says the ships have taken a lot of battle damage. The valuable components from this particular ship have either been stripped away or deliberately destroyed by its crew prior to abandoning it. Okay, that's a frigate. This one here is available to investigate as well. And it is the exact same thing. Okay, never mind. I thought that was going to be interesting. Not so much. There is, however, a Nimian Guardian. Whoa, hello. Many, many mines. There's a Guardian wreck up here that is yellow. And it's actually been... Oh, you know what? That's probably... Yep. I was going to say that's a little close. I'm going to get a little catch on fire just a little bit there. But this one's a little bit bigger. The command hub of this Nimian base ship is more or less intact, apart from the large blast hole exposing half the bridge to space. The remains of several of her crew remains at their posts in punctured vacuum suits. Tactics Insight says that the blast damage that penetrated the hull is inconsistent with any Kyrnan weapons they've seen. Most of the ship's sensitive logs have been purged by the clever failsafe system, although the valuable command core's resources are intact. One crew of the command crew apparently kept a personal journal of his person, or on his person though. So we're gonna take that journal. We got some ethering for that too. Most of the entries are complaints typical of those in any military hierarchy, interspersed by love poems about someone named Hylax. One late entry seems unusual. Returning from the Pale Iris system, to be so close to our homeworld and not to be able to see my dear Hylax was disappointing. But Annex Rylan insists we could not risk a visit. He is convinced someone is revealing our movements to the Kyrnan and trusts only those he has known since the barracks. So we took the mysterious crate there and erased our logs. I sorely needed my Hylax. By the frigid pools of air, her furry embrace warms me. Her gentle purr beckons across the void. Lieutenant Triton says it is difficult to evaluate art across cultures, let alone species, but in my expert opinion, this poetry is bad. It's not generally a good idea for me to laugh right now. Yeah, that poetry sucks, man. Isn't all poetry just, I don't know, like for those who really don't pay attention or aren't versed in the nuances of poetry, I feel like most poetry is kind of, I don't know about saying bad, but I don't think people who really appreciate poetry much without having, how do you word this? I feel like you have to know something about poetry to admire poetry, if that makes sense, right? It's I don't want to say it's an acquired taste. It wasn't really what I was going for, but yeah, I think that's kind of another way to look at it. It's just you kind of have to know a little bit about it before something really sounds beautiful. Sometimes, I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of great poets out there who have captivated people without necessarily needing a little bit of education on poetry. But that's been my experience with it. Is like there's very few poetry like segments where I can actually look at it and go, wow, that is really beautiful. I am moved. It doesn't really happen with me, but maybe that's something that happens with you. Let me know in the comments if you'd like. There's another piece of wreck over here I wanted to look at. Ship's taking a lot of battle damage. Exact same story. Now, can I destroy that? I can. Okay, so I can get stuff for that. Yeah, okay. So I should probably go and destroy the other ones too, just to kind of clear that out. But I'm still clearing out mostly everything else here. So if I see anything else interesting, I'll let you know. We do have some Nimian that have been helping me out with various different Kyrnan fights. And they also shoot the mines whenever they activate. So if I get near mines and they activate near them, then you know, they'll do that. Now that's interesting. So I just noticed if I target this, it's yellow. Target something that's definitely an enemy, it's red. But this is blue, and it doesn't shoot it. If I investigate it, once I'm done investigating it, it still doesn't shoot it. Interesting. Huh. Oh, I can't. I can run into it, but I can't shoot it. Oh, okay, so maybe only the Kyrnan Rex. I can only shoot the Kyrnan Rex. Okay, so anyway, I want to go down and examine the planets and stuff too, because that is something I haven't done yet. So scan this and deploy the survey team. This Kyrnan ship crashed here quite recently. So recently, no one has had a chance to recover the deceased pilot. He survived long enough to destroy the technically valuable components before perishing from his injuries. Beryllium. And we can examine the corpse as well. The Kyrnan are bipedal ungulates with elaborate antler-like structures on their heads. While these may have originally been for defense, evolution has repurposed them as literal antennae. It is likely the Kyrnan can both perceive and transmit EM signals, allowing for telepathy-like communication. The Kyrnan are horned bipeds whose antlers allow them to communicate silently across vast, possibly even interplanetary distances. That's silly. That's just silly. All right, 25 points for that. I mean, if they can talk across systems, like with their antenna, that's insane. That's imagine you just want to call your sister on another planet. Yeah, I'm just gonna think about her. Ta-da, we're talking. I don't know how that works. Okay, I'm gonna leave this video here. It's been fun. We're gonna continue this, and you know, honestly, it's probably this Rocky R1 could be the last one, I guess, because it's the only one that's not scanned in this system. But we're certainly gonna be going over here, right? We got more stuff to do in Kyrnan space in the next video. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate your patience as well. I hope you'll join me for the next one. Bye bye.